Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, where the topic is why the Microsoft Power Platform is the future of PPM. My name is Doug Welsby, and I'm the Partner Channel Manager here at Wickersoft. I'm also joined by my colleague Jim Patterson, our Director of Sales. During today's webinar, attendees will be on mute and the line will not be open for questions. However, feel free to use the GoToWebinar question feature to submit questions. I'll address these during the webinar and will respond via email if we do not get to your specific question. If for some reason you get distracted or pulled away from the webinar, no need to worry, as I'll be emailing a link to the presentation once it has been posted to our YouTube channel. I'll now turn the presentation over to Jim.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate the introduction. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for spending some time with us today. We're excited about presenting this topic about Microsoft's direction and how that maps to the future of PPM, both for Microsoft and for the user community in general out there. So let's start by sharing some concepts. You know, modern work management is evolving. The way we do projects is changing, and the nature and the makeup of our workforces and the expectations of our workforces are changing as well. Modern problems that we're facing or things that we need to address are that work is happening everywhere, all the time, whether it be in different parts of the organization, whether it be with geographically dispersed organizations or combinations of partners and customers being involved, collaborating with us. Work is all over the place, and sometimes without the proper systems and disciplines, we can easily lose track. Also, in this modern age of cloud tools, our teams are choosing their own tools and work the way they want, and we can end up with a proliferation of tools within our organizations that make it difficult to bring all this information together. Also, not all of our project managers these days are your classically trained PMPs or folks that have been schooled in the disciplines and best practices and have been certified in project management. Oftentimes, they're dubbed as project managers for the purpose of a specific project, and they need tools that are simple and easy to use. And our younger workforce really expects that as well in that app culture where you just load an app and you're ready to go. And then our business processes tend to cross functions and be cross-functional efforts within our organizations, mean we have to bring those silos together and have them coordinate in a cohesive fashion. And also, increasingly, we have compliance and security and data privacy standards that need to be addressed, and having to tackle these can disrupt our business or even delay us in getting things done. So what do modern solutions do to bridge that gap? Well, one is to make data more centralized, more transparent, and making it easy for us to get the big picture from all work, whether it be tasks, portfolios, programs, across multiple services or types of work we have within the organization. We need to be versatile, meaning we need to be able to collaborate on projects with flexible methodologies, whether it be waterfall, Agile, or some hybrid of those, and be able to use tools that we're familiar with. And a lot of Microsoft tools are familiar with people today. And they need to be intuitive, means we have to be able to start fast with simple interfaces and modern web experiences. Even though the tools themselves may have very complex technology behind them, it doesn't mean that the user experience needs to be complex as well. And then from an integrated perspective, we need to be able to run our end-to-end business process on a single platform and be able to manage business process, flows, approvals, and even sharing data across the different aspects of that as we run on through. And then from a compliance perspective, we need cloud solutions and infrastructures that take care of the compliance and the security and the data privacy issues. So we as individual organizations don't have to keep duplicating those efforts for ourselves and go with something that has already got those aspects taken care of and have us covered. So with that quick, simple statement of some modern problems and solutions, the premise here is that Microsoft with Project has introduced the future of project management with a new project experience. And it's really Microsoft Project Management reimagined and the direction of where things are headed in the marketplace and where Microsoft is going. And that is Microsoft Project for the web. It really provides a more up-to-date modern user interface. And as we see here with multiple types of modes, we're looking at a Gantt chart, timeline view, Kanban, card style interface to the same type of data, whether it be a grid or simple spreadsheet that some folks might want to work in just to capture the work and structure it in a certain way. The idea is to be easy to get in, easy to get started, have modes of work that are conducive or preferred by the different users that would access this. And it's really to make it simple yet powerful for everybody that needs to manage a project. So to that degree, it provides a fresh, modern experience, and now over what people may be used to in tools in the past. Even the powerful Microsoft project on the desktop allows collaboration to be done more easily with things like co-authoring, things you're used to seeing in other tools in your Office 365 toolkit. And then really an innovative platform, as we'll talk about, that this is based on. And that platform is the Power Platform from Microsoft. And Project for the Web is built on this platform. Three of the main components of the Power Platform. One is many organizations are already using Power BI. Power BI for business analytics, reporting, and dashboards is something that's already in play for a lot of other organizations. And it's heavily leveraged here in the areas of project and portfolio management, or overall PPM, though it's not just limited to PPM in its use. And then there's Power Apps, which is the low-code, no-code platform we'll talk about a little bit to build solutions and have solutions that are tailored for the way organizations do work. And Power Automate used to be called Microsoft Flow, but allows you to build flows and integrations that allow for routing and approvals and just general automation of business process. And the fundamental or foundational piece on all this is it's all built upon the common data service, a common repository for all information regarding your business productivity and solutions that are out there. And Project for the Web is based on this foundation. Now, if you're thinking, why would I move down this road on the Power Platform? Well, one reason you might feel comfortable in doing so is that it is a strategic direction for Microsoft. Satya Nadella himself, the CEO of Microsoft, has said that the Power Platform is on top of Azure, is core to what they are doing as a company. Meaning if you're looking at expanding or putting a solution in based on this technology, you can be rest assured that this is where Microsoft is going and investing its time and development into as well. So as we mentioned, Power BI is that piece that allows you to gain insights from your data. Easy data sources or content packs that allow you to get up quickly and be fully integrated with the solution so that you can surface data in a variety of ways and analyze that information and turn data into useful decision support. The Power Apps, as I mentioned, the ability to structure and build solutions and applications that leverage the data all from that common data service and be able to put things in context of the way the organization sees the world or the nomenclatures and terminologies they use, and also model that business process and the data elements that they need to manage. And then Power Automate, as I had mentioned, a lot of templates in there to get started, but to build the right flows in there for whether it be routing of information, for approvals, or for contribution and collaboration on documents, whether it be for notifications, whether it be for sharing data across applications. These are the types of things that help us automate things that in many organizations are highly manual today. And something that is emerging in its use right now is an AI builder that allows you to automate or put intelligence to some routine tasks or do things more easily or more intuitively than we can do with our own human discernment and the time it takes for us to do those types of things. So just be aware that that's one of the emerging things that people are using, and there'll be applications for that in the project and portfolio management realm. So if we look at this with Project and Power BI, and we think about building project plans in Project for the Web, and in this case, I'm looking at, say, 4 plans that might be built by 4 different people, or maybe even collaborated with as a team in Project for the Web. Instead of saving these things to files like people do today with Microsoft projects on the desktop, it automatically publishes and saves this data to the CDS or Common Data Service on the back end, which I mentioned earlier on. That gives us a central place and one common repository for that information instead of having MPP files scattered all over the organization. And one of the byproducts of that is that you can then leverage that data very easily as a data source for reporting. And there's content packs in Microsoft's Power BI specifically for Project for the Web that allows us to look at portfolios and projects and timelines and resources and other information at a glance with a native feed from Project for the Web to Power BI. Now, I would say this is kind of a tool level or base level capability that's there when you actually put Project for the Web or start using it. It automatically saves it to your common data service. And if you like to, you can connect it to the content packs that are provided by Microsoft, and you're off and running for a use of a tool, but not necessarily a fully baked solution or PPM solution. In that regard, we have solutions or different tiers that could meet you where you're at. Some folks are in their emerging stages or in their less mature stages of doing their PPM or their PMOs. And you can work your way into this thing in kind of a traditional crawl, walk, run approach and tackle the things that you're able to sustain today and know that you have the ability to grow into the areas that you aspire to as you mature as an organization, as you start fleshing out your processes, and be able to take on more and more of those capabilities to make you better as an organization, meaning it doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all on where you go. So if we think about what I described prior with just Project for the Web as a tool and feeding into Power BI reports, think of that as the base product, even pre-solution. And you really get Project for the Web as a tool and a Power BI content pack that leverages that common data service where that data is stored. So you get to create projects, you get to build tasks and those things as you see in the boxes on the right, and then leverage reports and dashboards in Power BI that are natively fed from those project plans into Power BI. Now, if we want to move into a solution realm, this is where Power Apps starts coming into play. Here, if you look at the graphic in this crawl stage, at the top of the graphics above is a Power App or a base Power App that Microsoft provides, which allows you to maintain a register of projects and allow you to put things like metadata and categorization around those projects and give you a central place to go grab that information. As you see below, it's still being fed from a project schedule basis by Project for the Web. It still has outputs going to Power BI, but this gives you a foundation for building or creating a solution or implementing a solution around those project plans so you can do more than just have your plans and schedules put into place. This allows you to have a multi-project register with visibility into those things with the metadata you want, and then tailoring the metadata you'd like for those projects. But this is really what you get out of the box, but really no extension of the Power App itself. But this is a base or say crawl stage that anyone can start with really by just going to fundamental pieces of the Power App. Now, if we take this to the next step, or this crawl stage, as I talked about, it's really what we saw prior with the projects, tasks, and dashboards, but we add that Power App layer on the top where it gives us a projects register with that information. Now, if we take this to the next step, you can actually extend what you're doing in Power Apps. And Wickersoft has created and provides at no charge to people a PPM Accelerator in Power Apps that's ready to go and pre-configured. It's a pre-configured solution, but it really takes it to the next level on the capabilities that you put around that Project for the Web capabilities. It extends the Power App entities and adds things like upfront project requests or idea collection through that, things that could potentially become projects. It allows you to create programs that allow you to aggregate or have collections of projects that all support individual programs, et cetera. It also has other adjunct areas or entities that you might track around projects, things like issues, risks, change requests, or even project-based status reports that become a natural output right from within the solution. And as before, we can then use these entities to feed even more rich data to Power BI so that we have more complete and more robust reporting on all these different aspects of that. And this PPM Accelerator allows you to do more than you can do in that base product we talked about in the crawl stage. And then if you really want to think about lighting these things up and doing even more, you can actually have pre-configurations and tools taking accelerators that are provided by Wickersoft and be able to extend that even further, looking at things like adding governance and pre-built KPIs and red, yellow, greens that you might want to track for performance and at a glance graphicals on how your projects are doing on a number of different dimensions. And also being able to add capabilities or tools into the mix that allow you to do things like manage different portfolios that maybe those programs and projects might be part of, be able to do what-if scenarios, be able to build top-down resource capacity plans, or even detailed financial plans with different cost categories and cost types, and even provide extended reporting on all these things that even take the reporting to the next level so that we get more complete and more robust pictures of how our projects are doing. And it also adds into the spectrum productized connectors that allow us to connect our solution possibly to other planning tools if people are using other agile tools or want to connect to financials and other things. Now, these are just concepts that I wanted to bring to you today to let you know that you can start where you're at or bring in the capabilities you want at the right time. And Doug is going to take the reins right now and going to demonstrate to us how those things are done in action and give you a picture of what those things really look like. So Doug, take it away.
Great, thanks, Jim. I'll just double check that you can see my screens as I'm sharing.
I can see it.
Thank you. All right, so let's get started with a walk, run presentation, as Jim's described. We'll first start with the basics around crawling using the initial out-of-the-box capabilities of Project for the Web, a new solution from Microsoft and delivered as part of the Power Platform. So here what we're seeing is a Power App that is delivered with the Microsoft Project for the Web solution. In this interface, we see navigation on the left within the Power App environment, showing us access to the projects that we're starting to build out within this organization as we publish projects, start collaborating on them, and working on those projects, delivering a full schedule with task assignments to resources. Again, using the new Project for the Web solution for Microsoft. So this view here is showing a list of active projects in the Power Apps platform. You can navigate down through this list and select from that list of projects to open any of them up and view one of the details or the details of those plans. In these views, we see basic information about those projects, such as the start date, finish date, information about the effort of the assignments and the resources assigned to those tasks across those plans. And then with a single click, I can open up and navigate through to the details of these plans. Now, Project for the Web does not provide, at least not today, functionality to gather additional information about those plans, such as a common example would be who the sponsor is for this, or association or relationship to a portfolio or a program. That's the walk stage. We'll switch to that in a moment. But this crawl stage solution, Project for the Web, delivered as part of a Power App, does allow you to give a name to these plans, to start with some high-level estimates, and then to roll up actuals in this sort of summary report that we're seeing here. And if I click on the tasks pane, here's where directly within the Power Apps environment, we're able to view the details of this support customers using mobile project. So here we're seeing Project for the Web in action with phases, tasks, and activities that we're focused on, basic planning capabilities such as duration, start and finish, and assignments across the board to various resources that are working on these project activities. And then I can very quickly just open this directly in Project for the Web if I wish. And the navigation changes slightly, but the focus here is exclusively on a single project plan within this interface. So of course we have grid views, board views, and timeline views of these plans easily accessible from within Microsoft Project for the Web, and also accessible within the Power Apps platform wrapper, if you would, the delivery mechanism that Microsoft provides for Project for the Web. So now I'll walk you through our PPM Accelerator. When I show you this PPM Accelerator, remember that this has been created as a solution starter. This is your walk stage. It's a pre-built PPM Accelerator in Power Apps with core capabilities and best practices included to get you started using Project for the Web in a Power Platform environment. So it's more than just Project for the Web on Power App. It's included some solution starter configuration that we've included with this accelerator, free for you to download and get started working with this solution. All of the working essentials are included. You can get started quickly with Project for the Web and Power Apps, and adding additional components, further configuration and extension of the solution is also possible. So when we get into the run stage, in the third part of this demonstration, you'll see what we've delivered for a number of our customers with customer-specific enhancements to this basic functional solution starter that we're going to walk through. So this first screen is showing you the app source location for this PPM Accelerator. If you just simply do a Google or a Bing search for app source and PPM Accelerator, you'll find this. We'll also include these links in the webinar slides. And when you've installed the solution starter and have this up and running in your organization, the home page on this Power App provides you a walkthrough video showing you the functionality that we provide within the solution starter environment. You can use this as a familiarization type video or to help your users get started with understanding what we're providing within this tool. And then as you follow the navigation on the left-hand pane, you'll see that we've added additional functionality above and beyond what's included in that crawl example that we showed you earlier, Project for the Web, with its basic deployment within a Power Apps environment. So first up within this solution is we have a project requests area. And within this solution, we allow you to take your environment on this Power Apps environment and in this installation of our accelerator and very quickly submit new project proposals or requests or demand for work. So this is your intake pipe, if you would, where someone can go in, submit a request for a new project, capture some high-level information about this, such as the name, which we saw in the other solution environment, and the owner, who's going to be managing this particular project. But we also see that we've extended this to permit you to capture additional attributes, such as the executive sponsor, the type of project that we're delivering, the priority and the current request state, etc. So additional functionality has been added to the solution starter, getting you more than just started from a crawl stage, but you're actually able to walk with this solution. If I select the business case screen, we've provided basic functionality for you to go through and start to do prioritization of your projects. So we've included some key metrics here. What's our alignment to our corporate strategy? Are we going to be lowering costs with this project? Is this going to help us focus on maybe a strategic driver for this year of improving employee retention? What's the risk of the project, et cetera? And we're calculating a prioritization score for this project. In that manner, you can very quickly do basic level prioritization just with a ranking and a scoring of these projects as they are submitted through this intake and project request solution. And then, of course, once this particular project has been stage gated or approved and reviewed, and we've decided that we're going to go ahead with it, we have full workflow capabilities built in using Microsoft Power Automate to take this project out of that project request queue and move it over into an active project. So we're also permitting you with this solution to group your projects together and associate them with programs. So if I look at the program management area of the solution, you'll see that we've described a series of high-level programs that we're focused on within the environment. If I navigate through to the world-class customer support program, here, not at a project level, but at a higher level than you get with the base Project for the Web crawl solution. In this walk environment, we have program level data. What's this program's focus? What's the business case around delivering this? Which business units, such as operations, are the ones that are focused on this program? And then we're capturing high-level information about the program as well, such as finances, the status of this program, the projects that are related to this particular program, of course. And then finally, there's that support customers using mobile project that we've been focused on since the start of this walk stage. It came in as a request. It's now being delivered, it's been promoted through, and it's visible, of course, in our list of active projects. And so if I open up support customers using mobile, very similar interface to the crawl stage basic Power Apps project for the web solution. But again, we've now associated additional data to these projects to allow you to capture information such as a business case, financials, resource information, etc., all directly within this Power Apps environment, taking you right through to the delivery of the project with a series of tasks, tracking risks, tracking issues, etc. So we have a full end-to-end solution built into a Power Apps environment using our PPM Accelerator for Microsoft Project for the Web. So this more than gets you started. You're no longer just crawling, you're now walking. And as you're delivering on these projects, of course, we've included within the solution full reporting capability as well. So included within the Power Apps environment are, of course, Power Automate for workflows and Power BI for reporting. So we see that we have a project's requests and an intake solution. We also have reporting against a requests dashboard that's being shown here, where we see a list of all of those newly requested or currently approved or even in-flight projects. And we can navigate through to several different dashboards that are available with the Power BI reports that we provide, again, free of charge with this pre-built PPM Accelerator in this environment. Now, if I navigate through to Power BI directly, you'll see that we have a tabbed environment here for delivery of all of those reports. Our risks dashboard here shows you and highlights the risks that are in the various programs and the associated projects with them. We have a portfolio dashboard view, a finances view, a number of other data-centric Power BI reports that are included right out of the box with this PPM Accelerator. So we've looked at crawl, basic project for the web with the Power Platform. I've just taken you through walk, a free of charge PPM Accelerator that you can download from Microsoft App Source and install in your environment. So now let's take a look at the run stage. What happens when we move you from crawl to walk to run? So now I'll walk you through our adaptive PPM solution. So like the PPM Accelerator, this solution builds on the capabilities of the Microsoft Power Platform with additional enterprise-ready functionality using our OnePlan solution. So OnePlan builds on the Power Platform capabilities and provides insight into key PPM focus areas, including resource capacity management, financial planning, portfolio management, timesheeting, and much more. Navigation and solution functionality has been extended, as you see here in this solution environment, to include additional portfolio management capabilities. So the project requests area should look familiar. We saw that in our adaptive solution. And here in this environment, for an enterprise project management office, our adaptive PPM solution allows you to view, as an example, a clustering of portfolios, related programs, and then projects that are related to those as well. Now, you may not think of things in terms of those 3 Ps, portfolios, programs, and projects. Maybe you have an application focus within your organization, or maybe you're focused on product delivery within your environment. So I'll show you different versions of our adaptive PPM solution in a few moments, where we can change this relationship from not focusing on portfolios, programs, and projects, but rather on applications or product families if you're delivering on your work and executing against those artifacts within your different organizations and the teams that are managing work. So in the portfolios area, we see that we have some active portfolios. If I open up Cloud and Mobile first, we're going to see that we have a similar structure to our base adaptive PPM Accelerator that we've included free of charge again. If I look at the financials area in here, we have a similar structure within this for financials and status, but here's where we start to layer in a program relationship. So we've associated improved infrastructure, mobile, and world-class customer support to this cloud and mobile first portfolio. And with that, what we're doing is we roll up into the financial budget, for example, an overall budget for this portfolio, but then project level costs that are associated up through those layers from projects to programs to portfolios, leaving us with some remaining budget availability and allocation for this particular portfolio of just under $5 million. And of course, we're seeing again those related programs, costs and information about those, and all of the projects that roll up here. Now we can navigate to world-class customer support by clicking here, or if I navigate through to that programs layer in our portfolio management structure, there's world-class customer support. And once again, at this level, we also permit you to collect information such as the business case, a description for that, financials associated with this program now, not the portfolio, but the program, and then additional details such as status, risks, issues that are maybe associated with the program level, and finally those projects within this environment. Now, if I look through to the projects link, it should look very familiar, other than we've enhanced our adaptive solution to include additional artifacts such as health indicators for schedule health, financial health, etc., directly within this adaptive PPM environment delivered as part of the Power Platform. And if I navigate through to that support customers using mobile project, you'll also see in our adaptive solution, we have full lifecycle stage-gated management built into this environment as well. So you see this lifecycle that we've configured for that support customers using mobile project, create, select, plan, manage. This is currently in the manage stage. We're tracking additional details about these plans and effectively overloading the details on these screens. What portfolio is associated with? What's the program? One-click access to get through to those. Who's the owner of this and what type of project it is? So you're starting to see the art of the possible and what we're able to deliver within these environments and this adaptive solution that we've built out. In this business case, unlike the accelerator, not only are we doing prioritization using standard measures such as key performance objectives, strategic alignment, what's the risk of this, deriving a prioritization score, a weighted score for this particular project, we're also illustrating how you can do prioritization using elements such as lean prioritization, weighted shortest job first, or what's the cost of delay of this particular project. Now, if we think about other information necessary for appropriate prioritization of your new project requests and that demand funnel that's coming in, I'll flip to the financials tab here, and you'll see that there's much more than just a simple number such as the high-level budget for this particular project. What we're rendering here is our one plan financial planner, showing you the capabilities of that solution to build out a comprehensive financial plan for the project. We're estimating that this particular project is going to run from March through to the end of the year. And at this stage, we've been asked to provide a detailed financial estimate for this project, again, not at the summary level, but by capturing costs against specific cost categories that we've identified in the environment. So if you're collecting costs and you want to track, for example, materials and supplies, travels and expenses, or even more detailed information with general ledger codes to map back to a financial management system and or track expense types such as capital or expense, OPEX, CAPEX, we can do that within this solution environment. So financial details to allow you to visualize the all-up cost of the environment and all of the details that are leading you to that summary cost of, in this case, 618,000, time phased over the anticipated delivery timeline of this project. Likewise, there's often also the question about resource requirements for a particular project. So in this case, if you are early in the life cycle, thinking about a plan, haven't built out a comprehensive schedule yet, we're able to add resource names, including named or generic resources. And then in a similar fashion, with a time-phased approach, define approximately how much of those resources we think we're going to need without detailing the plan. So there's no tasks here. It's just resources, time, and an estimate as to the effort for those particular resources. In this case, using hours as opposed to percent or FTE, but we give you that flexibility within the tool to manage the way you need to. And then finally, this heat map is showing us the over-under for these resources. Red, amber, green coloring to show you where we have problem areas where specific resources are over-allocated or have availability if they're green and make good sense to assign to this particular project. And then finally, when you get into the delivery of your projects, the actual work management, you have flexibility with our solution. So when you're crawling or when you're walking, you're using the Microsoft Power Platform and a Power App environment and managing your projects using Project for the Web. With our One Plan solution, we're able to deliver the One Plan environment as a Power Platform, Power App enabled tool set. But for task management, we offer you flexibility to use additional scheduling tools. And one of them that should be familiar to most of you on the phone is Microsoft Project. So if Project for the Web is your new tool of choice, take it and run. We can deliver that clearly within this Power Platform environment. And if you wish to use Microsoft Project for delivery of your projects, then we can integrate fully with Project as well. So here we're seeing this project plan being delivered within the Power Platform environment. And as I pop up my Project Professional environment, we see that same plan, support customers using mobile, the same phase and task structure, scope, determine project scoping, analysis, etc., all available within that same environment because we fully integrated with the Microsoft Power Platform, or excuse me, with the Microsoft Project environment in this One Plan and Power Platform adaptive solution. Now, it's not just Project that we integrate with. You might have some other tools you're using for project and portfolio management. And so if you're doing backlog management, let's call this Agile integrated with another tool from Microsoft, for example, Azure DevOps. We provide that full integration with our solution as well. So here we're seeing our One Plan tool, again, delivered in the Microsoft Power Platform as a Power App environment. And we've fully integrated this with Azure DevOps, so we can now see full visibility into what's happening over in that environment. We're mapping against features that we're building. We have user stories against which we are delivering on tasks, and we see those different tasks that are being managed in that environment as well. So all of that, again, is fully integrated within this solution set to allow you comprehensive end-to-end project management capabilities, no matter what your tool of choice. If it's Project for the Web, Project Desktop, or Azure DevOps, we can meet those needs within this environment. So we had project requests, they came in, we started working on those projects and delivered those tasks. We tracked our resources and financial requirements for those plans. What if you needed to also do what if analysis? So as you have all these new requests that are coming in, perhaps you're capturing a business case about them, you're doing prioritization metrics here to get a score. I showed you financial tracking against these projects or resource estimating. Let's take a look at our One Plan portfolio planner delivered in this Power Platform environment, showing you how you can do portfolio oversight and prioritization using our One Plan portfolio plan capabilities. So here we're seeing a view of our entire portfolio with our One Plan portfolio plan. If I hit the list view and show you, for example, a prioritization view of this solution, as I navigate to and change to that prioritization view, you'll see that all of those questions we've asked as we went through a prioritization data capture at the plan level roll up into this high-level prioritization view here, showing our prioritization scores. And if I sort it descending, we'll see very near the top of that list that support customers using mobile project. So we said this one has a low risk, giving it a higher score. We said it has a strong impact on our strategic alignment, and essentially add those and weight those scores up to derive a prioritization score. So this allows you to very quickly get to a weighted, sorted list of prioritization metrics around your portfolio of projects. But don't forget, we've tracked financial estimates and resource estimates for those plans as well. So I can add in those financial plans. I can look at my target for fiscal year 20 and very quickly see all of my plan totals, including support customers using mobile and the financial plan that we've outlined for that with a total of 618,000, all roll up to a total of 7.3 million, but we've set a budget for this year of only 4.9. So once again, we provide you an interface to red, amber, green, RAG indicate whether or not we are over budget estimates for specific periods. With $250,000 allocated in January, we're under budget. But by the time we hit through the summer months, we're starting to get way over budget with those projects. And so we have prioritization capabilities within this tool to allow you to deselect some of these projects, move things around based on that prioritization score, and essentially arrive at a balanced budget with these newly proposed projects that are showing up in the tool. Secondary to that, I can also overlay those resource plans as well. So we can now start to see where we have some issues with specific resources. And if I look at Amy, for example, she's yellow in this period and red in this period. Well, why is that? Well, we see some of these plans where she's been over allocated, higher than her available capacity. So this gives you, once again, that all-up view of your pool of resources against that pool of both in-flight and proposed projects, allowing you to balance out that resource load by moving some of these projects around, deselecting them, or moving the schedules out within the interface as well. So once you've been delivering those projects and they're in flight, maybe you're interested in capturing time against those. So we have an integrated, fully comprehensive timesheet solution with One Plan as well. We're still in the Power Platform. We're still tracking towards Microsoft's vision of a Power App environment for comprehensive PPM. And we deliver full timesheeting capability in our adaptive PPM solution for Power Platforms as well. So you'll see here we're tracking projects, tasks, and then the charge against those projects as resources fill in a comprehensive timesheet here, rolling up total hours, even tracking utilization levels if someone is maybe, for example, a billable resource with a utilization target of 30 out of 40 hours per week. Once you hit your target, that utilization indicator is going to turn green for you. So finally, earlier in the presentation, I mentioned that you might not think of your enterprise project management office in terms of portfolios, programs, and projects. There's other ways that organizations approach work. And so another way of envisioning all of the work that's being delivered is, for example, using a product focus. So if I switch to another demonstration environment, here we're seeing a product focus, not a project focus, but a product focused environment. So we have product requests that are coming into the tool. We have objectives and key results we're measuring, known as OKRs. We have product lines against which we're tracking, and then various products that we're building out as part of those product lines. So we can easily roll up and associate work that we're taking on, objectives and key results that we're measuring against these product sets or product lines that this particular organization is tracking all of their work against. If you're doing application portfolio management, it might look a little different again. Maybe you have new application requests that are coming in, tracking against applications that the organization has built and is initiating new initiatives or requests against. Maybe you're doing change management against those. Maybe you're building additional modules. So you can projectize all of that work, but treat it as focus areas against specific applications that you're managing. So whether you have an EPMO with a portfolio program and project focus, if you're working on product sets or applications, our adaptive environments that we build out with our one plan solution layered on top allow you to tackle those in a number of different manners. So as I've shown you, the Microsoft Power Platform is the future of PPM. No matter where you are in your journey to PPM maturity, whether you're crawling, walking, or running, we can help you accelerate your way through those growth stages to different levels of maturities using the Microsoft Power Platform and using our one plan adaptive solution. And with that, I'll turn the presentation back over to Jim with a few words to wrap things up.
Thanks, Doug. Are you seeing my screen okay?
I'm not seeing the slides yet, Jim. There we go. Oops.
Are you seeing it now?
I am.
All right, terrific. Well, thank you for the comprehensive presentation, Doug, on all those different variations. Now I'd like to summarize and wrap up the presentation. What we showed you today is that there's some modern problems and solutions for those problems today that are addressed with a modern user experience that's expected by today's workforce, and Microsoft has quickly moved in that direction. Microsoft's project for the web is Microsoft's web-based reimagined tool for project and work management. And as Doug has mentioned and prior, it is based on the common data service, which provides a common repository for all projects and other work that we track within our solutions. And then overall, the Microsoft Power Platform provides the ability to have flexible PPM solutions to be structured and configured in ways that you manage and you see the world in the ways that you do work and execute. And Wickersoft has pre-configured accelerators and solutions that help jumpstart you into these things. You do not have to configure these things from the ground up, even though Power Apps does allow you to build low-code and no-code applications. You don't have to do that. There's things that we've already done the lifting for on you. Also, it's not a one-size-fits-all world. So you can take a crawl, walk, or run approach, or something even in between those little increments, with options that can meet you where you're at today in your PPM journey, but yet provide enough headroom and growth so that you can go into the areas that you aspire to get to at a time that's right for you. It has the advanced solution capabilities for even the most mature PPM needs, so there's no real risk of you outgrowing those capabilities if you embark upon this platform. A little bit about Wickersoft. We are a worldwide partner. We are a multi-gold certified Microsoft partner, but we have a particular affinity and specialty in the areas of project and portfolio management. We were actually founded in 2002 as a joint venture with Microsoft, and we were named their most recent worldwide PPM Partner of the Year worldwide. We can help you in a variety of these areas, either through our direct locations or our strategic partnerships that we have around the world. And we're here to help you to whatever degree that you want help in. If it's just for implementing solutions and services, we can help you with that. But we also provide education and training and ongoing support for you if you desire. And we even have consulting and advisory services to help people as they're emerging in their disciplines, trying to grow and mature and get on a roadmap to either different disciplines or other transformation exercises. So the idea here is we can provide as much or as little assistance as you desire. Some of the things that we provide, if you like some of the things or are interested in what you saw here today, we can provide you with a strategy workshop that allows you the opportunities to tell us about your current use of your PM solutions or PM tools, assess your current requirements and maybe the desired future state that you want, and then determine how to implement or migrate into that new solution and help you implement a roadmap for best adoption success. And even understand what the total cost of ownership of making that transition would be. And we can provide these types of workshops for you very readily. Doug talked about the PPM Accelerator for Power Apps that is free up on AppSource in Microsoft's website. And if you go there, there's the URL down below. You'll be getting a copy of these slides. And we can assist you in anything you'd like as far as being able to evaluate or put this into play. So overall, what can we do as next steps? That free strategy workshop will help to do that discovery with you. We can help chaperone you with a trial, whether it be with the project for the web or with the full Power Apps solution that you saw there today, and with the accelerator that Doug demonstrated to you as well. And if you're not quite there yet, if you want to see more than what you saw in this generalized demonstration that Doug did today, we can schedule a personalized one-on-one demo for your organization and really focus in on the things that are unique to you that meet your specific requirements. And we do these webinars all the time. Our next webinar is next Thursday on June 18th. We'll be talking more on the resource management side of things and portfolio optimization a little bit that Doug touched on a bit today. But it's going to be about how to optimize resource in a constrained economy. And given the changes in our economy and the business landscape today, it's a pretty timely topic as people try to adjust to changing needs and availabilities of resources throughout their organization. And that'll be there next week, and there's a link to that particular webinar if you'd like to register. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time today. If you'd like to reach out to us and engage with us, which we hope you will, you can actually get to us at contact@wickersoft.com. If you want to reach out to me, Jim Patterson, directly, my email address is down there. But please do engage with us. We can either help you as you investigate, evaluate, or even as you're really implementing solutions like this. And we can help you navigate through that and get the solution up there with the least churn and least trial and error. So with that, thank you again, and I hope you all have a great day.